Shut up. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's absolute lies right there.
The skinnier the child is, and then hopefully you make him cry when you take his picture. I've even had to pinch him just a little bit.
Hello, what's the crack? What's the story? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out religious scams exposed. This is such a crazy topic because there's so many good religion people out there, and you have all these people who just ruin people's lives, you know. It's so crazy. But yeah, let's go.
Miracle is that there's a Bible flowing with oil. That's just a sign and a wonder. It started in Psalm 39 and went to the back of the Bible. But when it went to the back of the Bible, it formed a heart over the Middle East.
When I anoint the people.
What are you doing? I'm so sorry for pausing it early. What are you doing? Why are you soaking the Bible for? What? Why? Ugh.
With the Bible, Johnny has seen it. The oil will start coming out of it, out the bottom of the Bible. Well, you saw it when you wrote.
Now that's the crazy part. Since July the 11th of this year, it's produced 87 pieces of silver.
There was 7 on July the 11th. There was 7 showed up. I took them to a jeweler, and we had them analyzed. And
Shut up. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's absolute lies right there. What? Silver? Why? Why lie? Stop that. That's terrible. Stop that. And if you believe in this, I'm sorry, but you're stupid. You're absolutely stupid. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What?
and they told us they were 100% pure silver.
The ministry's website includes testimonies from several people who say the oil from the Bible healed them. Massey says he started to look further into the phenomenon when he received a tip.
One of the main leaders of that ministry was going to Tractor Supply in Dalton regularly and buying mineral oil.
He had vials of the oil from the Bible tested at UTC, and it matched the brand of mineral oil from the Tractor Supply in Dalton.
See?
The ministry has since shut down.
Jim Bakker, the notorious pastor who served 5 years in prison for fraud in the early 1990s and was once married to the late Tammy Faye Bakker, is now back on the airwaves, making, well, surprising claims that this silver solution could be effective against the coronavirus.
We've tested it. It works on just about everything. This influenza.
Are you stupid? Do you know what? This kind of people really pisses me off. Do you know why? Because you get people that have little to no education, and they see this and they just take off with it. They start spreading rumors on WhatsApp, Facebook, wherever. You have people dying of a real disease, and you're telling me you make some liquid up. You've been to prison already for fraud. Why do people believe these people? Why? But we as humans, in a way, we want to be able to just believe this kind of stuff. You know, it's someone we want it to be true, but it's not. Most of the time, it's not true. It's not. Well, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I could be wrong here, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. This is good. I'm really enjoying this. This is good. This is my kind of stuff.
That is now circling the globe. You're saying that silver solution would be effective.
Well, let's say it hasn't been tested on this strain of the coronavirus, but it's been tested on other strains of the coronavirus and has been able to eliminate it within 12 hours.
Well, Jim Bakker and his Southwestern Missouri church settling a lawsuit accusing the TV pastor of falsely claiming a health supplement could cure the coronavirus. The settlement calls for Bakker and Morningside Church Productions, Inc. to pay $156,000 in restitution to refund the money people paid to get a product known as Silver Solution.
His name is Costi Hinn, which may sound familiar because for years his uncle Benny Hinn has been one of the most successful Christian televangelists and faith healers in the world. Costi Hinn saw it all on stage, right next to his uncle.
You've seen some of those on TV. You know, he goes, "Fire on you," and people just go spinning and flying through the air. And the job was simple. Look good in a suit and don't drop them. So I was a catcher as well.
And Costigan says he got an inside view of ministry business. He admits taking a share of the Nightly Crusade collection, which could total hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash.
I saw the stories about healing, but I never once saw a real healing. I never once saw my uncle or anyone else for that matter go and lay hands on someone and say, in Jesus' name, rise and walk.
I remember a man in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, that turned into a snake before my eyes, and a man was raised from the dead on the platform. That's a fact, people. We have it on video.
You know what? The track record.
And you know what? One thing I've noticed about these kind of people, they tend to go for people in low-income communities, people that do need the money, that want to believe that this guy saying these things can change their lives. That's why you see, you know, in places like in Africa, religion is massive. It's absolutely massive because there's loads of poverty and people want this something to believe in. Do you know what I mean? People would believe this kind of stuff. They literally give all their hard-earned money just to give to a pastor to give them some kind of water, some kind of oil, like that guy did earlier. It's crazy, but you know, what this guy was doing is just literally taking advantage of these people. It's so silly. Like in that church earlier, they just showed, I think it was, I saw a lot of black people. But that's because we black people, we tend to just want to believe this kind of stuff. It's crazy. It's sad, but it's true. Let me know what you guys think. I could be wrong. I'm just this kid. I'm just this guy reacting from Birmingham, United Kingdom. Peace out. Repping Ireland, repping Dublin, repping Nigeria, repping everywhere. Sorry, let's get back to it.
Record shows that men like my uncle, they are devouring people.
Costigan blames that on what's known as the prosperity gospel. The theology, it's estimated, has earned his uncle as much as $100 million a year.
Yeah, so the way that the prosperity gospel works is that if you believe in Jesus and you follow Jesus, that he is going to make you happy, healthy, and wealthy. The problem is it's just like a Ponzi scheme. The only guy getting rich is the guy at the top.
See, giving is a major part of the whole Christian doctrine.
But do you believe that if someone gives money to the ministry, that more will come back to them?
Yes. Absolutely.
No, but do you worry at all that...
But these people are poor. They don't have any money to give in the first place. You should be the one giving them. You're rich already. That makes no sense. You are already rich. These poor people in your church, give to them, help them. Don't make them give to you. That sounds logical to me, doesn't it? Yeah, I think so.
Sometimes your message will be heard by someone in the most dire circumstances. It's a sort of roulette wheel, a sort of gamble with God. Okay, well, I can't pay the rent, but I'll give it to Joyce and we'll see what happens. Do you worry at all that happens?
I totally know. I don't worry about that.
All you've got is $1,000. Listen, that's not enough money anyway to buy the house. You're trying to get in the apartment. You're trying to buy the house. That's not enough money anyway. You get to that phone and you put that seed in the ground and watch God work it out.
Meet Brother Bob Jones. He didn't know we were filming with hidden cameras. We told him we worked for people trying to start a new TV ministry in the States. Jones told us Grant does send a couple of $1,000s a month to Haiti, but that Grant is just one of the evangelists claiming Jones' orphanage, and said if we liked, we could claim it too.
In Dallas, fix you up a sign on a canvas.
Sorry, I think I have a loose story here. This is why I don't really like giving to charities anymore. When I was younger, I used to love giving to charities. I used to sign up back in Ireland, like €5 a month. It's €5 a month, something like €5 a week even. And I was in Uniden. I was in Uniden. I didn't really mind because, you know, I felt like I'm in a position where I'm able to give and these people are suffering. And it's always something in Africa. And then I got the opportunity to come work in England. And I remember one of my first jobs was working for this charity. And I remember when I went for my interview, it was this nice posh place in London, this nice posh building. And we were helping kids. Yeah, we were helping all these kids, yeah. And it made no sense that my managers were earning probably like close to 6 figures a year. And we are there on the streets trying to get money. You know what I mean? I'm like, why are you earning so much when it's a charity company? That's why today, if someone says to me, oh, help this kid, I'm like, yeah, I want to help these kids. But I know the money doesn't go straight to the kids. They go to all these events, this massive events you spend so much on that could be spent to the ones that actually need it. I could go on all day. I'm so sorry. I'm ranting. I'm sorry. It gets to me. It gets to me because I know what kids are going through in places like Africa, Asia, even in America. You see some people suffering, and we're here in Europe where we can give, but then the money is not really given to people that actually need it in time. You give like £5, they probably get like 50 cents. Oh man, it's sad. It's so sad. I'm so sorry, but yeah, let's continue.
Roll it out. Welcome to Haiti. Put your name on there, whatever you want. Then we take these kids and have them stand out here and string your sign out in front of them, and then you're down at back of the sign of a couple kids on either side of you.
And let's say we planned to use the kids to raise a lot of money, but wanted to keep 95% of it for ourselves. Jones would sign on.
Let's say you sent me $25 per month for each one of my children. And then you turn around and you raise $500 for each child for that month. The thing of it is, the way I look at it is, the 25 is the 25 I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And if you didn't raise it, I wouldn't get it. So I'm happy with that. I just want a little piece of it.
But the law says you can't mislead people about the money you raise and where it goes. It's the kind of thing that put Jim Bakker in jail.
Jim Bakker, he wouldn't have got into it if he had handled it right. But he didn't, he didn't handle it right.
Jones told us the way to handle it is send him all the money we raise, and he'd find a way to send back to us what we agree on. A kind of laundering scheme. And finally, Jones offered another service. He'll provide those heart-tugging photographs evangelists use to make viewers think they alone are getting to sponsor an individual child.
Everybody wants a real poor, the skinnier the child is, and then hopefully you make him cry when you take his picture. I've even had to pinch him just a little bit.
We're told Grant would have as many...
This guy just had to pinch them just a little bit. You sick bastard. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with people like this, man? People like make me sick. Oh no. Look at wait, is that him carrying that poor black kid? Oh man. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
As 50 sponsors for one photograph. So we asked how much he'd get for Haiti in a month. And we were told in 1 month, for example,
$350,000 in a month.
When in fact he was only sending down
$2,000 to $4,000.
According to an academic Canadian study, Mother Teresa had a rather dubious way of caring for the sick, questionable political contacts, and suspicious management of enormous sums of money she received. According to a volunteer from one of Teresa's hospices, Mother Teresa ignored many common sanitation protocols, including not boiling water and sterilizing it, and using needles repeatedly, rather than sanitarily disposing of them. When asked why they wouldn't at least sterilize the water used to wash the needles, she reportedly responded with, "There's no point."
An American doctor told me that she had been trying to treat this boy and that he had a really relatively simple kidney complaint that had simply got worse and worse and worse because he hadn't had antibiotics and he actually needed an operation. She said, well, they won't take him to hospital. And I said, why? All you have to do is get a cab, take him to the nearest hospital, demand that he has treatment, get him an operation. She said, they don't do it. They won't do it. If they do it for one, they do it for everybody.
Teresa takes advantage of the poor and terminally ill for opportunities to showcase compassion, rather than a desire to help care for them. These claims are supported by similar reports from Hemley Gonzalez, who had also volunteered at one of Teresa's hospices. He claims to have noticed that the volunteers were not vetted, trained, or required to have medical experience, going as far as saying that nobody there was a medically trained physician or nurse. He witnessed nuns reusing needles after only washing them in tap water. He saw nuns wash clothes covered in urine and feces right next to silverware. He even offered to install a water heater because he observed patients bathing in freezing water, or other services to improve overall conditions, but he was told by the nuns that, "We don't do that here. This is the way Jesus wants it." These conditions weren't for lack of funding. Mother Teresa brought in roughly $30 million a year through donations, yet very little of that cash resulted in improvements in the quality of care across her hospices. A senior nun at her order reported nuns were reusing needles despite the vast sum of money in the bank. Teresa supposedly would even tell patients that there is piety in pain, rather than attempting to help treat the pain. This supports the reputation she earned that she would glorify human suffering, rather than try and treat it. Reporter Donald McIntyre went undercover at one of Mother Teresa's homes in a report titled Mother Teresa's Legacy. In it, he witnessed many people tied like animals. He saw a boy rock back and forth with his ankle tethered to a cot. He overheard some volunteers laughing about a boy who had peed on a volunteer because he was tied to his bed. He also claimed to see an older, disturbed woman tied to a tree and babies tied up with cloths during feeding time. According to the report, the volunteers were too intoxicated with the myth of Mother Teresa and drunk on their own philanthropy to see that such treatment of children was inhumane and degrading.
I think probably the most successful confidence trickster of the last century, and responsible for innumerable deaths and for untold suffering and misery, and proud of it. She believed that disease and poverty were necessary for the formation of a good character. So I wish there was a hell to which she could go, because she has a lot of death on her conscience.
Thanks very much. I hope you guys actually enjoyed that. That was really insightful. I'm so glad I reacted to that. It's not something I would normally react to, but I'm so I can't wait to go dive deep into this now. This has really I don't want to cuss. It's really peed me off. Yeah, it's absolute BS, man. What these people are doing. You can be religious, believe in God, beautiful, yeah. It's great. Please believe in God. Whatever you want to do. I'm not gonna talk about your beliefs, whatever. But don't take advantage of people that are less fortunate. Just because you're in a position where you can take the money off them doesn't mean you should. It's sick. And people keep forgetting we're all gonna die someday. So yeah. So do good, do bad, we're all going to the same place. You know what I mean? But yeah, make sure you like. I'm sorry to end in that kind of vibe, but that's it. That's life. Do you know what I mean? Just be nice to people. You know, you never know what's next. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.